Welcome back, ladies, to Organic Femininity with Dahlia, and today we're going to be talking about relationship red flags. Okay, this is part one because this is a topic that can be expounded on and elaborated on so much. So this is just a part one. Okay, I'm going to be giving just 7 key things that you do not want to ignore within a relationship. Red flags. Now, bear in mind that a lot of these tips or key things to be aware of are things that can go both ways for both male and female, but I do cater to women. So these are 7 tips that I am giving to ladies, although many of them can still go for men being cognizant of some of these red flags where it pertains to women in their lives. All right, so let's just jump right in. The first red flag that you do not want to ignore is their lies. Okay, now whether these lies are big or small, a lie is a lie is a lie, and it is something that should be addressed. I'm not saying that the moment someone tells you a lie, depending on the nature of the lie and the impact that that lie has had on you personally and the relationship on a whole, I'm not saying to just throw it all away, but I am saying to address it, make mention to it and have a conversation and let it be known that this lie or whatever the situation may be that the lie was about is something that is a non-negotiable for you, and lies are not tolerated, meaning you will not tolerate lies within your relationship. Okay. Number 2, the lack or change in communication. So this may not be something that you speak on right away or you make mention to right away, but it is something that you pay attention to. If things are going great within your relationship and all of a sudden there is a lack of communication or a change in the way in which your partner communicates with you, and it is a change that makes you feel uncomfortable or makes you start questioning if things are okay, red flag. Do not ignore it. Do not make excuses for people that are not making excuses for themselves. Something you pay attention to, and it's something that if it seems to foster into something bigger, or, it's not changing, it's not getting any better, I would say have a conversation about it. Now, this doesn't mean that, your partner is being shady or deceptive in any way. They may be going through something that they may not want to burden you with. And for that reason, even them being in their head, their level or the ways in which they communicate with you may take on new shape and it may look different. So it may not be that anything is wrong with the relationship. It may just mean that your partner is going through something. But it may not mean that. But again, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable is something that you should pay attention to, and if it continues, you address it, and not in an accusatory way, but more having a conversation, an open, honest conversation, letting your partner know that this change is something that you've noticed and it is making you feel some type of way. So opposed to jumping to conclusions and assumptions, you wanted to just bring it to the forefront and have a conversation about it. All right. So number 3, if your partner or love interest or someone that you are dating, getting to know, courting, what have you, is ignoring or not respecting your boundaries. This is a big, big, big red flag that I find that often women will kind of bypass and say, oh, he's just getting to know me, we're getting to know each other. In time, they will understand. But I disagree. I believe that from the beginning, if you establish certain boundaries and things that make you comfortable, as well as things that make you feel uncomfortable, those are things that should not be ignored nor disrespected. Okay? And, i.e., let's say intimacy. A gentleman will always wait. Okay, especially for a classy woman. And, it doesn't mean that he may not be attracted to you. It does not mean that he does not desire you. It does not mean that he does not want to be intimate with you. However, a gentleman will be willing to wait. I'll leave that there. Okay? I almost did number 3, but we're on number 4. Okay, so if he has any type of controlling tendencies, my ladies, my queens, never, ever, ever ignore this. If things start out and he has a controlling nature, controlling in the sense of, here's an example. He wants you all to himself, not in a very caring and cute way of like, oh, he just wants to spend time with me, but oh, he doesn't really want me to spend time with my family or my friends. This is a red flag. If this person is controlling the way in which you communicate with others, even you going out with your girlfriends, this is something to pay attention to. And if you see signs of it in the initial phases of a relationship, I assure you, typically this is not something that gets better. Again, everything that you see as a red flag is something that should be addressed. If you address this and it turns into a big blowout and they get really angry and aggressive with you, I think that this is a relationship that you need to lay to rest, move on from, and understand that you are deserving of better treatment and of someone that will allow you to be who you are and maintain relationships with your family and friends, and also value you having good relationships with your family and friends, appropriate ones. Okay, number 5 is they describe all their exes as crazy. Okay, this is a red flag. And I often will hear women say like, oh yeah, his ex was crazy and the ex before that was crazy. My queens understand that this man is the common denominator amongst all those crazy exes. And you really want to get to the nitty-gritty, not so much of every single thing that transpired within those relationships, but, if you find some key descriptions as to what he found crazy in certain women, if you find that they are the same things that he is expressing about all these exes that he finds crazy, it's something where you do have to question, okay, well, it takes 2 hands to clap, okay? Some of them might have been a little nutty, but again, it does take 2 hands to clap. What part did he play and why did he continue to pretty much date the same type of quote-unquote crazy? Okay, there is something that maybe he's not addressing within himself, and he may have been a trigger to those women in certain behaviors that he may have displayed that made them act out in certain ways that he now deems as crazy. Okay, I always caution women in regards to that. If everyone else was crazy, sis, what's to say that you're not going to be the next crazy one in his life, okay? So you may not be, but again, it's something to pay attention to. And then also, when he gives examples as to some of these crazy acts, just question, like, how did you respond to this? What about that behavior she displayed? What about that was triggering for you? What did you dislike about that? What did you do in those situations? Just dig a little deeper to gain more understanding and more clarification. And it may also be something where those women were not crazy, but really that's just the descriptive word that he has. It's something he may have heard so often that it's what he chooses to use to describe them, when maybe in conversation there may be some revelations where he may even say, oh yeah, no, she wasn't crazy, she just had some self-esteem issues, or, whatever the case might be. But again, it's still a red flag. Do not ignore it. Address it and just have a conversation. Clear, open, honest communication is something that just can't be beat, and it's very valuable. It's priceless. Okay. Our next one, number 6, is they call you names or become disrespectful during disagreements. This is a no-no, okay? Mature people should be able to have a conversation, a disagreement, share each of their point of views without either party becoming nasty, becoming disrespectful, calling you out of your name, putting you down. No, and no, okay? This is not okay. It's not something that you should tolerate. It's not something that you should accept. It is something that deserves a conversation, and you need to set those boundaries and let it be known that you will not allow anyone to call you out of your name, be disrespectful to you, or to put you down. And it is a non-negotiable. It is something that you will not accept in your life from anyone, especially someone that claims to care about you. Okay? Real men, gentlemen, want to protect you, keep you safe, and make you feel secure. They're not the ones that are going to put you down and make you feel less than. Okay? A red flag that you should never, ever ignore. Okay? And the seventh one I'm going to mention in this part 1 video is, ladies, your gut feeling. That gut instinct that something is wrong. Now, you may not be able to pinpoint specifically what it is, but if anytime you are spending quality time with your partner or someone in your life, and there's just something within you that's unsettling, a feeling that just does not feel right, it does not resonate with you, I'd say do not ignore it. Do not just brush it off, okay? Just kind of sit with it and assess. Why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? What am I doing in this moment that is making me feel this way? Or every time this feeling comes about, what am I doing? What are we doing? What is he doing? What's happening in that moment? And see if you're able to pinpoint any just key actions or events or an environment or whatever it may be that can be attributing to the way in which you're feeling. Okay, and I'm going to leave you with this, that whatever you do not address, ladies, whatever you do not address is something that you are choosing to accept. So address the things that make you feel uncomfortable, openly, honestly, calmly. Okay, there is a way to express yourself. There is a way to approach a man with an issue you have. Do not jump down his throat. Do not get all, a bunch of attitude and neck swinging, and it's going to be very difficult for that man to receive you, to hear what you're saying, and to put him in a place to where he's going to want to work with you to resolve or to kind of examine what it is that you're bringing to the table to see if there's something he can do to address or adjust that issue. But you too, ladies, have to know how to address that man, and remember that he is a man, okay, not a child, and address him appropriately so that you both can find the resolve within that issue and your relationship. Because when one person is not happy, the relationship on a whole is not a happy one. All right, so with that being said, like, comment, share, let me know how you're feeling, and let me know of any other red flags that you are aware of. This is still a part 1, but put it in the comment section below. Let me know if you've ever experienced any of these red flags within a relationship, and did you know how to address it? Did you feel empowered enough to be able to address it? What happened when you addressed it, or if you addressed it, and what happened if you didn't address it? Okay, so let me know, communicate with me, and until the next video, my sisters, be peaceful, be happy, be fierce, be sassy, be feminine, and we'll meet again. Take care. Bye.